It's been an absolute pleasure taking part in critical discussions that are shaping the future of our region, listening to policymakers, honorable ministers, global officials, and getting the very unique opportunity of interacting with them firsthand, asking them questions, and also giving our own input to these very critical themes and topics.
We also had a maritime security panel where we actually got to ask the commander of the Fifth Fleet direct questions, and the Sheikh Mbarak Al Sabah, who is the Kuwaiti counterpart for the combined maritime forces. We got to ask them questions as well. They were very honest in their responses. I actually asked 2 questions because I kind of grilled them on nuclear issues in the sea, in the Gulf Sea, and they were so candid with their responses.
The networking space and opportunity that you have here is really tremendous and valuable for someone who's just beginning or mid his professional or her professional career. So in particular, taking part in this really has been extremely rich again and extremely beneficial in terms of expanding your network and getting direct answers from decision makers and policy makers.
We're able to ask questions that are harder to ask. Maybe we're able to think of things that are very, very relevant to our generation or to the times, and bring those issues and highlight those issues to the forefront.
Young people, they should not be taken as token youth. They should be fully engaged, and the IISS Manama Dialogue does exactly that. We involve youth as equal parts of the event. They equally speak, they equally give input, and they're equally heard, whether by the organizers, by the global officials, by the honorable ministers.
At the end of the day, young people are engaged today, more so in the Arab world, in our region. So the question remains, how can we make sure that their engagement is constructive? And platforms such as this one do provide the space, do provide a constructive way of actually having a conversation, a relevant conversation about contemporary issues and about issues that are relevant to young people today.
For Prince Faisal bin Farhan to speak at the opening plenary today, right after he tweeted last night about developments regarding the Gulf crisis, and for us to go to bed knowing that the next morning we're going to be able to listen to him in real time in front of us talk about this issue is a very big takeaway for me.
The COVID pandemic was a test really for all of us, and global security and global cooperation will long be, I think, defined and understood and shared by our ability to act together.
To understand the underlying logic behind certain decisions, whether past, current, or future, was the most insightful part of this edition of the Manama Dialogue.